Are aliens real? Yes, aliens are real. Because an alien visited me in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida right now, but I used to live in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida right now, but I used to live in Jacksonville, North Carolina. And when I was in the third grade in Jacksonville, North Carolina, 9 years old, 8 years old, me and my mother were looking out the window and we saw a UFO. We said, "Is that a UFO?" Said, "Now that might be a plane. Maybe that's the military expedition, military air." It was a UFO. So we watching this UFO. It kept swirling around. It was way up in the sky though, but it had all these lights and it was going in a circle. And my mom said, "Okay, it's time for you to go to bed." So I go to bed, but I'm not asleep. You know how you laying down in your bed before you fall asleep? Jacksonville, North Carolina. And the next thing you know, this yellow thing walked into my room. It was about 3 feet tall, shaped like a man, but no features. No, it was just pure yellow light, shaped like a man with no features, pure yellow light. And I'm scared as shit. I want to call my mom or my dad, but I'm scared because we just saw a UFO like 2 hours ago, and this little yellow man, stocky too. He was built like he was a bodybuilder, but all you could see was yellow light in the shape of a man, no eyes, no nose, no mouth, pure yellow. And I'm acting like I'm asleep because I don't want him to know I'm woke. And then all of a sudden, it ran up to me and punched me in my face. I just knew I had a black eye or a broke nose. I just knew I had a black eye or a broke nose. I just knew I had a black eye or a broke nose, and it ran out the room. And I got up and ran into my parents' room, and I said, "I just got punched in the face by an alien." They said, "Boy, go to bed." I said, "Umi, we just saw that spaceship. It was real." Because right after you sent me to bed, this little yellow man with no face, made of pure yellow light, came into my room, punched me in the damn face. It felt like I had a broke nose, but I didn't.
Shalom. Here's what I believe happened. Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat Hashem Kodash. Double honors to the other apostles and other bishops, indoors. Great millstone, even the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful like tabernacle of David. I'm the Elder Yashawan. In this lesson, I'm going to try to make it real quick, but I believe that a man of the Lord meditated terror. He went back in time, right? A man of the Lord who got his spiritual power, who despised this two-third recalcitrant so much, he meditated terror on him. We all know what that means in this truth. He went back in time and punched that little nigga in the face for the things that he's doing today. That's what happened. Because who he described, all right, a short brother who was glowing, it sounds like the brother, the head of the Miami camp. I forget the brother's name. I believe he's the head of the Miami camp. The short brother, short and stocky brother. He wears orange a lot. He wears an orange garment a lot. I forget his name. But it sounds like he meditated terror on this guy, Umar Johnson, whatever name he's going under. Okay? I believe him. Yeah, there was a chariot. Yeah, a little glowing man, what he described in the spirit. Okay? Let's get this. This is Isaiah 33 and 18 in the New Heart English Bible. Your heart will meditate on the terror. Where is he who counted? Where is he who weighed? Where is he who counted the tower? Let me get at Hey, we understand what this means in the spirit. Where did 18. Your heart will meditate on the terror to get that payback, right? Well, we hate the 2/3 as much as we hate our enemies. Our enemies start with it's threefold. It's the nation starting with Esau. It's the 2/3 in Eve. Well, even the 2/3. Eve is above the 2/3. She is the 2/3, but she's above them. She's in lockstep with her boy toy Esau. You can keep that energy right now as these things turn upside down. Anyway, we understand what this means. Your heart will meditate. Your mind will meditate on what you're going to do. And brothers are like, oh yeah, when I get my spiritual power, you understand? Okay, so there's that. I'm going to try to keep this short. We'll get 2 more scriptures. We'll listen to that again. Okay? Philippians 4:13. Okay? Philippians 4. Let me see if it's going to go for me. No? Hell no. Phis. Spell it right? No. Well, we're going to play a game. Am I spelling it wrong? 2 P's. P. Philippians 4. Where we go now? Gotta spell it right. Slovakia. Let's go to King James. 4:13, yeah? Philippians 4:13. I can do all things, right? Through Hamashiach, which strengthened me. What do you mean he strengthened you? Tarry ye in Jerusalem until I'm going to strengthen you. With what? Luke 24:49. You can do all things. What do you mean you can do all things? Well, as soon as I hook you up with this, you'll be able to do these all. And behold, this is Luke 24:49. And behold, I send the promise of my Father upon you, but tarry ye in the city of Jerusalem until ye be endued with power. That's that strength. I strengthened you with power from on high. What is that power? That's that spiritual power. Now, what happened to this clown again? Umar, the clown, he got hit by a man of the Lord in the face. He went back in time and punched that, and it wasn't too long ago. How old is Umar? 40? If he was 9, that was 30 years ago. It might have been the elder apostle Tahar. Right? Slovakia. Listen to this clown. Okay. Listen to this clown again. This is what I believe. When he said that, okay, yeah, chariots exist. Did you see one? You might have. Did you get punched in the face? Why would you get punched in the face by an angel? Right? That angel had to be a man of the Lord who knows about this dude who was mad enough to meditate terror. And I'm creating a scenario, but this is the first thing that came to my mind. And what am I doing? I'm meditating terror.
It's real. Yes, aliens are real. Because an alien visited me in Jacksonville, North.
It was a man of the Lord who was glowing. He had received some spiritual power. He went back in time and hit you dead in your mouth. I believe every word.
Carolina. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida right now, but I used to live in Jackson.
And this is why he hit you in the mouth. Because of this, whatever this pride He saw this today. He said, you know what? As soon as I get my spiritual power. So we must be in the time, right? We must be getting that power. No, he said this happened. You know what? You don't know how time works, do you?
North Carolina. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida right now, but I used to live in Jacksonville, North Carolina. And when I was in the third grade in Jacksonville, North Carolina, 9 years old, 8 years old, me and my mother were looking out the window and we saw a UFO. We said, is that a UFO? I said, now that might be a plane. Maybe that's the military expedition, military air. It was a UFO.
Why would his clown ass bring any more, right, ridicule to himself, right? He's already the buffoon of buffoons. All he needs is some conspiracy shit to go on top of it. Over the top, some icing, right? Why would he do that to himself? No, he saw what he's telling you. He saw that. Now, what we have to do is we have to discern spiritually what happened here. Was it a demon that went and hit him in the face? No, he is a demon. He's cavorting with demons. He got demon, he got African, he got Timbuktu demons on him. Okay, he got Watusi demons. All right. Francis Cress Welsing demons on him. He's the kind of nigga that'll quote in the Honorable Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. He'll preface a story with that or a phrase. In memory, in honor of the Honorable, instead of all praise and honor, call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. So it stands to reason. Look at this. I saw a UFO. Look at this over his head. I saw a UFO. It stands to reason. I think he's telling the truth. Especially the part about getting punched in the face. Why did that happen? If it was a spiritual encounter, punch in the face is a message. Is it not? That's why I believe it. Right? You could tell when he's telling the truth and when he's lying, making something. He's not making this up. I believe a man of the Lord went back and said, I'm going to hit this nigga. Then I'm going to have a prophet explain what happened for those that are spiritual. Anyway, we're just having a little fun here.
We watching this UFO. It kept swirling around. It was way up in the sky, though. But it had all these lights, and it was going in a circle. And my mom said, okay, it's time for you to go to bed. So I go to bed, but I'm not asleep. You know how you laying down in your bed before you fall asleep? Jacksonville, North Carolina. And the next thing you know, this yellow thing walked into my room. It was about 3 feet tall, shaped like a man, but no features. No, it was just pure yellow light.
Why do I say it was a man of the Lord? If it was an angel, it would have been huge glowing. Okay? I'm not saying that there's a brother out there that's 3 feet tall. Come on now. I'm saying the description he's given, right? Who would be short and glowing? A man of the Lord. No? You better get ready for what's coming. Men's hearts. When this nigga sees that again, very soon, men's hearts failing. Pops right up. I'm going to close right here. Terror. Meditating. What? They will faint from what they meditated. See how it came right up? A brother meditated terror, and now he's going to deliver it. You're going to show up in your room again as a grown man. 49, well, however old you are, 59. You're going to wake up and get punched in the face for real from a glowing brother. You're going to understand everything. Luke 21:26 in the NIV. People will faint from terror, the terror that we meditated, apprehensive of what's coming on the world, for the heavenly bodies will be shaken. People will be terrified, fainting with fear, terror stricken. Okay? Powers of heaven. Powers of the heavens. Yep. Frightened. Anyway. That's what this is. Sure, he was frightened as a kid. He got punched in the face by by a righteous being. Why would he get punched in the face? Because this dude is oozing. He was put on this earth to be a wicked nigga. He's a famous wicked nigga right now. Everybody knows this nigga and his wickedness, his lies, his hustling and grifting. He's a buffoon and a clown, saying things 3 times in a row. That's witchcraft, nigga. Anyway, with that, we pray that the electorate. He got punched in the face by a man of the Lord. Okay. I should bring out some time portals when the men of the Lord were, I want you to deliver this food. I want you to go back in time and punch this guy in the nose. Okay, those things exist. All right. With that, we pray that the elector edified you, brothers and few sisters. Shabbat Shalom.